the religions.
Okay.
I had to study all religions.
Okay,
I had to write reports about. I have a book in my cabinet. Well, it's over there now. I moved all my clergy stuff over there, so I had it all together. So I have all my Bibles and all my prayer books, but I also have a whole shelf. There's a Book of Mormon over there. There's the New Testament is over there. There's the what was the other one? There's a couple of different religious books over there, so that I have an idea. I've written reports about all of them, so I have an idea of, and that's what was in that last paper that I wrote, the 10-page report. It's like I can deal with people. It's like the rabbis of old had Jews to deal with, and that's all they had to do. They had to marry a Jew to another Jew, and that's the end of it. Who do we know that can talk to both a Catholic and a Jew, or a Protestant and a Buddhist, or we did that all the time in the barracks? What's the difference? Yeah. Plus, I have it in my seminary. Plus, I have it in my, in my reports. So I'm kind of like, I'm the right guy to go to, and I want to be able to do that. And for other veterans, the very first veteran wedding I ever officiated, it made me feel fantastic. Like a veteran, a Marine, wanted to get married and wanted me to come and do his officiating. And it was like, yeah, that's...
Was he Jewish as well?
No, he wasn't. And that's the thing. I don't have to do it just for Jewish people.
Oh, okay.
So, which is great. It can be two... Look, you want to do a civil union, two women? Two women want me to do a civil union for them or marry them? That's what we're, if it's... It is legal now, right, in Texas?
Yeah, I think it's legal everywhere.
I think it's everywhere,
yeah.
Right? If two women come up to me and say, like, we'd like to get married, can you marry us? I'd be happy. You veterans? I'd be happy to. One of them's a veteran. I'd be happy to. I mean, I'll do it even for civil, but for civilians, I'll charge them.
Then I think Obama might have passed in like 14.
Maybe.
Somewhere around there. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember. But
12, somewhere.
Civilians, I'll charge them.
So,
you got to give me some money. I'll do it, blah, blah, blah. But for a veteran, I'd be happy to do it. It makes me proud to be able to do it. I don't care.
So did you grow up in the Jewish faith?
Yeah.
So like you can trace your heritage back or...
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys... do you know anything about your past at all?
Yes. I know a little. Are we running out of time?
No. My watch just keeps going off.
I know a little bit about my recent past and a little bit about my distant past. My recent past is my grandfather came from Poland to the United States. There were something like 14 brothers and sisters. 2 came to the U.S., 2 went to Mexico. 1 went to South America. The rest of them didn't make it past World War II. The rest of them were rounded up in Hitler's...
Do you know what camp they went to?
No, not all of them, no. But all that was left was my grandfather... that we knew of was my grandfather, one of his brothers who went to California, a lady named Bronia who lived in Mexico, and then I actually talked to...
That's a hell of a name, Bronia. Yeah.
And then I had somebody from South... We knew that my grandfather's father ran a tire and wheels store in a town called... Lenska, I think it was. And then somebody wrote me an email. Yeah, in Poland. Somebody wrote me an email and said, listen, my great-grandfather also had a wheels store in Lenska in Poland in that year. Is it possible that they knew each other? Well, it turns out it was the same guy. So I found out that I had a relative in South America that I didn't even know about, and now I talk to. And then they had kids who went to Israel, so now I have relatives in Israel that I didn't even know about until like about 5 years ago or so. So yeah, we could trace it pretty far back, but not way far back. And I also, as a rabbi, they do a thing. They do it. I don't know if they do it in other religions, but they do a thing where when you get ordained, the rabbi, there are 3 rabbis who have to ordain. You have to be ordained by 3 other rabbis.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3 rabbis who ordain you have to have been through the same process. And what they do is then they touch you on the head and then let you know that you've just been touched by somebody who's been touched by somebody who's been touched by somebody. And they can trace it all the way back to Moses' brother Aaron.
Yeah. Wow.
So I've been touched by somebody who's been touched by somebody who's been touched by somebody who can take it back all the way back to.
I don't think I've ever heard of that in any of the other religions.
And that's how so you just can't becoming a rabbi is like a big deal to be in the Jewish religion.